Hello, Talkin fight fans around the world. Welcome to another episode of Neil the Deal, featuring Neil the Deal himself. We've migrated from the Philippines to a Mexican-American boxer to now focusing on Mexico itself and their slate of fighters. Who are we going to start off with tonight, Neil?
Good evening, Graham. How are you? It's
I'm great,
Friday.
thank you. Yep.
Yeah, it's Friday. So yeah, we are guys. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate you showing up to see the show this evening. And yes, we're going to be continuing our work with the prospects and the big time fighters of Mexico. So I've really been enjoying that looking into the Mexican fighters. They have such a heritage, Mexico, as far as boxing is concerned. They've really had numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers of world titleists, and they seem to always produce some of the world's best boxers. So I felt that we should give them a little bit of credit on these new guys coming up, as well as a couple of guys that are present right now that are really making a mark in the industry. So let's talk about a young kid I've been looking at for the last year or so. His name would be Jaime Munguía. Jaime Munguía. So he's a really good prospect coming out of Mexico. He was born October 6th, 1996. He's 24 years old, and his full name would be Jaime Aaron Munguía Escobedo. So he's just taken the Jaime Munguía moniker for his career. And he was born in Tijuana, Mexico. That's a pretty famous town in Mexico, is it not, Graham? Tijuana?
That's pretty as close to California as you want to get. Yep.
Yeah.
Tijuana, great town.
Yeah, Tijuana, great town. Yeah, so that's where Jamie's from. His career started in 2013, and he's still fighting presently as we speak. So keep your eye out for Jaime. He is going to be one of the real up and comers that has a really big shot at some big super fights this year. So he's going to be somebody, Graham, that's going to be possibly, we're going to talk about later, in some of the biggest fights in the division that he's fighting in later this year. So he's fighting in 3 weight classes. He fights in the welterweight division, light middleweight division, and the middleweight division. And I watched a bunch of his fights, and man, this guy's got scary punching power. Hey, Graham? Really scary, man. This guy can throw everything hard, and he's tough as nails. Being 24 years old, man, he's got a lot of punching power. So any of his opponents that he's been up against have had a really hard time with that, because he does have a really fast pace, hard pace in the ring. He puts a lot of pressure again on his opponents, and he's got everything in his arsenal at such a young age that that I was really I was blown away by his skill and his ability to take over the ring at any time. So he was 28-0. All right, Graham, when he got a shot for the world title. He fought a guy named Saddam Ali for the WBO light middleweight title, and he defended that title 5 times.
Wow.
Before 5 times, I believe he vacated the title. I'm not 100% sure, but guys, if anybody knows anything, if he vacated that title, please let us know. But I know that on October 30th, 2020, not too long ago, he won the vacant WBO Intercontinental Middleweight title. So I believe, I'm not too sure, he might still have the light middleweight title, and he can have that the Intercontinental WBO middleweight title. So light middleweight and middleweight title holder as we speak. So he's definitely he's on the radar of all these big boxing camps out there. You know, they know that he's an up and comer that's going to really do some damage, especially this year. So I'll let you know what's going on in the near future for him. But we'll talk a little. There's not a lot about his amateur career, so I don't. If anybody knows if he had an amateur career, please let us know. His pro totals are fantastic. I'll tell you that much. He's got 36 fights under his belt, of which he has 36 wins, Graham. Wow. So he's undefeated, 36-0. And he has 29 knockouts out of those 36 fights. So like I was saying, he has scary power. He knocks out basically. Well, his knockout percentage is what, 81%, you know? So he's all the fights I saw him in, he was definitely a caliber ahead of his opponents, and he's fought some really tough guys. So he's presently trained by an ex-world champion. We all know about him, a Mexican fighter named Eric Morales. So Eric Morales is now training him, and he's being promoted by a combination of Golden Boy Productions and Zanfer Productions. So they're both working to try to get him into these major title fights. He's basically there. They can't pick an opponent for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but definitely later this year, something big's going to happen with Jaime. So guys, keep your eye out for Jaime Munguía. There's something going to happen, and you heard it right here. So he held that middleweight title too for a couple of years, 2018 and 19. So let's hope that going forward, I believe he's going to be fighting in the middleweight division. Now he's moving up, or the junior or light middleweight division. So the big fight that they're talking about right now, Graham, with him is going to be in April or May of this year. Either way, he's going to get a fight. They've already said that he's going to get a fight, but the fight that they're trying to sign right now is with Triple G. Could be his next opponent. Yeah, exactly. I know. So this is who he's going to fight, and he wants to fight. So he's going to fight Triple G in April or May, and then if he can beat Golovkin, then the word on the street is he's going to fight Canelo in later this year. So that was some stuff I heard. There's a possibility that he really wants to fight Canelo, but Canelo's got a couple other plans before that. But if he gets past Triple G, I think they'll give him the Canelo fight. So these are some big fights he's got coming up, guys. So keep your eyes peeled for him. Like I said, he's a really, really great prospect, super talent, absolute powerhouse when it comes to knocking guys out. He's really fun to watch. He's going to be one of those guys this year. You're going to hear his name a couple of times, and he's probably going to be on some papers. With 36-0, Graham, you know, and holding a title right now, he's right at the top of the list. You know, they're just trying to figure it out. These boxing camps, the guys that are promoting him and stuff. So they're trying to figure that out. Graham, how do you? This is a kind of little off topic, but how do you? I always say dozen. What is it actually? How do you actually say that? You said it differently. DAZN. Is that how they say that? DAZN. Okay, that's weird. So, anyways, these fights that are coming up this year are going to be on DAZN. DAZN. All right. So, keep your eyes peeled if you guys have a subscription to DAZN, and they got a bunch of fights coming up, Graham. You know, big ones on DAZN. So they've signed a lot of the bigger fights that are coming up this year and moving forward. So it's a good thing to look into, maybe getting that if you're interested in watching these big fights. Like Canelo's last fight was on DAZN. You know, all of his fights will be on DAZN. I believe he signed a huge contract with DAZN to have all of his fights on that network. So. Notable fights for Jaime now, the ones that I saw that were really, really good. There were 4 or 5 that I really liked. One was against a guy named Patrick Odley. He also fought a gentleman named Dennis Hogan. Munguía versus Dennis Hogan. He also fought a guy from Japan called Taseki Inoue. He fought that Saddam Ali from the United States, which is an interesting, interesting name. And of course, our British buddy, he fought Liam Smith. Graham, you remember Liam Smith? He's one of the 3 or 4 Smith brothers out of England, and he's no slouch. So any of these guys are top quality, world-class fighters, and he beat them all. So, you know, and he's 24 years old. He's a real up-and-comer Mexican kid, and he's going to do your country proud, guaranteed. You know, in the realm of the old Oscar De La Hoyas and the Julio Cesar Chavez's and the Eric Morales's, and the list goes on and on and on and on with fantastic Mexican fighters. So I've always loved Mexican fighters. They got that balls to the wall, no give up. You know, they're very, very patriotic, you know, which I like, and they fight to the death pretty much. And I'm sure that they probably had, a lot of them had to do that since they were born, because you know, things are different in Mexico, I'm sure. I mean, you'd have to live there to know, but it's probably not as easy as it is, say, in the United States or Canada. So these guys are really fighting hard, and I love watching the Mexican fighters. They're really, really something else, you know.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to hearing more about this young man. He certainly, as you've highlighted, had a great career so far. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do. If he's going to fight Triple G and then go on to fight Canelo, that's amazing. That's amazing. That really sets it up. It's going to be a great year, eh? It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, for sure. Everything I've read about him going forward, especially this year, is he's stepped up in caliber again, and now he's right there. So if those two fights seem to transpire for him, and you know, if he can beat those two guys, that'll put him into superstardom, you know, superstardom status. So I'm really hoping for you, Jaime. God bless you. Take care of yourselves, guys. Thanks a lot for coming out tonight. It is Friday. Enjoy yourselves. Have yourself an enjoyable weekend. Enjoy the weekend, and take care. Have fun, and I guess we'll see you on Monday. We're going to continue Monday with a few more Mexican fighters the next few days. So some up and comers, and then some real veterans, so to speak, of the boxing community in Mexico. So thanks a lot for coming out, guys. I really appreciate it. Have yourselves a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday. Peace out. Take it easy.
Thanks, Neil. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you.